All right, protocol C, identifying for the rest data integration with the risk acceptance. CO1, 3 threat identification. CO2 data gathering integration. CO3 with the risk assessment. CO4 validation risk assessment. 705 plastic transmission pipe table of contents. CO1 threat of the identification. Verify by the operator. Identify evaluate the potential threat of the cover the pipeline segment 12192 915A with CO1A if the operator found with the prescriptive performance relative each of the related of the verify with the following categories. Failure with the head conserve with the evaluated 192917A ASME 331 2004 2 external 1 external corrosion internal 2 internal corrosion 3 stress crash corrosion cracking 4 manufacturer related defect with including even low frequency electrical resistant welding pipe lap welding pipe flash welded pipe other pipe with potential suspected manufacturer defects 192917 CE4 ASME B31AS 2004 Appendix 4 through A43 5 welding and fabrication related defects 6 equipment failure 7 third party management mechanical damage 192917 E1 8 incorrect operation including human error 9 weather related outside force damage 10 cycle fatigue and other loading conditions 192917 E4 E2 and 10 11 all other potential threats CO1A inspection result no issue identified potential issue identified not applicable X in the appropriate block below select 1 statement issue with the blank no issue with identified with CO1B with if the operator found with the performance based for the approach with verify with all of the 21 for the threats associated with the first 9 failed with the categories lifted have been conservative statute 192.917A with the ASME B31 8S 2004 section 22 CO1B with the inspection results no issue identified potential issue identified not applicable X in appropriate block below select only 1 statement of issue leave blank with the not identified CO1C with the verify the operator threat of the identification for the conservative interactive threat of the different categories manufacturing defect with the activated the pressure cycling the corrosion and accelerated by third party outside force damaging ASME B31 ADS 2004 section 22 CO1C inspection result was not issued no issue never identified with the potential I issued identified not applicable the accident appropriate block below select only 1 statement of the issue leave blank if the no issue was identified CO1D verify the approachment incorporated with the appropriate criteria eliminating the specific threat of the particular pipeline segment ASME B31 8 2004 section 51 CO1D the inspection result with no issue identified potential issue identified not applicable CO1D statement of issue leave blank if the no issue was identified CO1E verify the approach of the approximate with the conservative industrial data experience inspection result of the no issue identified potential issue identified not applicable type X in the appropriate blocks below select only 1 statement issue leave blank if the no issue was identified say CO1F verify the record that indicate that all potential threats for the car each of the pipeline segment have been identified evaluated adequate record for the demonstrate that all potential threats to each for the company segment has been identified that should give the serialization evaluation category for the seminar 192.917A with the 192.917C, E, and ASME B3187 AS 2004 and performance-based approach that utilize the show for the 21 of the threats associated with statute 192.917A and ASME B31 AS 2004 are considered show interact with the rest of the different categories manufacturing defects activated with the pressure cycle corrosion accelerated by third-party outside forcing damage or with the 4 show appropriate criteria eliminating specific particular pipeline segment 5 show the identified industrial data experience with the appropriate conservative identification with the potential threat CO1F inspection result with no issue identified with the potential issue identified not applicable CO1F the same issue with the low list and leave blank no issue identified CO1 document review the document number the vision date document title CO1 inspection note CO2 data gathering and integration verify the operator of the gathering integrate with existing data information from the entire pipeline, include relevant to the covered segment to verify with the necessary pipeline data that has been assembled and integrated in statute 192.917B. CO2A verify the operator have been complying with the comprehensive plan with the collecting, reviewing, and analyzing the data. ASME B31 AS 2004 section 42, ASME B31 AS 2004 section 44, inspection CO2A. Inspection result no issue identify potential issue with the identified with the explained with the summary not applicable to the CO2A. Statement of the issue, leave with no issue and imply. Identified CO2 be verified by the operator with the symbol the data with the step with the identification risk of the assessment according with the requirements ASME B31 8S 2004 section 42 with the ASME B31 8S 2004 section 43 ASME B31 8S 2004 section 44 the minimum operative the must give they evaluate the side of the data specified ASME B31 8S 2004 appendix A summary of the ASME B31 8S 2004 table of 1 consider the following the covered segment is similar to non-covered segment statute 1 192 917B. 1. Past incident here to incident history. 2. Corrosion control records. 3. Continuing surveillance records. 4. Patrolling records. 5. Maintenance history. 6. Internal inspection records. 7. All other conditions specified at each of the pipelines. CO2B with the inspection results. No issue identified. Potential issue identified. Not applicable. CO2B with the statement of issue with the link blank with the identified. Alright, CO2, C, verify the operator of the utilize the data with the list for the ASME with the B318, that's 2004 table C, 2 the Information Integrity Management Program, ASM B318 as 2004 with Section 4.3, inspection result with no issue identified, potential issue identified, not applicable, X appropriate block low, select only 1, CO2, C, with the same issue, leave with like no issue with the identified, CO2D, verify the operator has checked with the data accuracy of the operator lack of sufficient data with the where the data's quality suspect with verify the operator fell with the requirements of ASME B318S 2004 section 421 ASME B318S 2004 section 44 ASME B318S 2004 appendix A ASME B318S 204 2004 section 41 ASME B318S 2004 section 424 421 ASME B31 8S 2004 section 44 ASME B31 8S 2004 57E ASME B31 8S 2004 appendix E1 each of the threat covered the missing suspect with added data with some assumed to apply with the segment of being evaluated unavailability identified data elements and not just justification for the exclusion of the threat to the conservative assumption for the the risk assessment of the threat and segment of the segment given the higher priority. 3. The practice of the maintain with identify how unsustained that is so that the impact of the variable or accuracy of the assessment result can be considered depending on the importance of the data with the additional inspection, the action of the field data, the collection efforts that may be required. CO2D inspection result with no issue, identify potential issue, identified now. Will X appropriate blocks below select only 1. CO2D statement of the issue, leave with the blank of no issue with identified. CO2E with the verify of the operating program, include with the measure for the ensure for the new information incorporated with the timely effect for the management draft of the protocol. C with the 192.9.11 and CK with the ASME B3187 AS 2004 section 11 B ASME B31 8S 2004 section 11 D inspection result with no issue identified potential issue identified not applicable X and appropriate box below select only 1 same if it issued leave blank of no issue with identified. CO2F with the verify the individual data element brought together for the analyze with the context such for the integrated data for the provided improve with the combined with the respect for the determine the relevant specific threat if it can support with improve the analysis of the over and the risk of the ASME B31 8S 2004 section 4.5 of the data integration include the 1 a common possessible spatial reference for data position that allow with the specification about the data elements are accurate location pipeline ASME B31 8S 2004 section 4.5 integration and ILE ECDA resolve the data encroachment for the foreign line crossing with the same segment of definition location for the individual third-party damage 192.917E1 CO2F the inspection result no issue identified potential issue identified not applicable CO2F the statement issued loaded blank of the now identified CO2G verified by the operator program that could with the perceived ensuring the accuracy completeness information for the data with the identification potential threats and risk analysis CO2G inspection results no issue identified potential issue identified not applicable CO2G the statement leave with the link of no issue with identified CO2H verify the operator program include with the pipeline for the additional inspection activity of field data collection efforts is needed to ensure the data completeness and accuracy CO2H for the inspection result no issue identified potential issue identified not applicable plus X on the property block low select only 1 statement of CO2H statement of issue leave with no issue with is identified. CO2-1, verify the record. CO2-I, verify the record for the indicator all existing data for the information for the entire pipeline whether it could be relevant coverage segment that has been gathered. Adequate record to demonstrate all the data information that has been gathered. One show for the comprehensive collection of the review and analyzing the data with the perform the data with the set with the threat of indication risk assessment where some of the accordance with the requirements of ASME B31 8S 2004 section 424344 showing the data in 3 showing the data for the source of the list for the ASME B31 AS 2004 table 2 utilize the information for the integrity management part of the program. 4 show for the new information incorporated with the time and the effect of the manner. 5 show for the control of the provider the assessment shown for the compliance with the completeness accuracy input of the information according to the operator perceived that will properly applied. 6 show the additional inspection of the field data collection of the activity improve the accuracy completeness of the data with the conducted. CO2I inspection result no issue identified potential issue identified applicable type of action appropriate below with select only 1 CO2I statement that issue leave blank with no issue with identified CO2 document review document number the provision date and the document title CO2 inspection number. Alright, CO3 risk assessment Verify the operative identical with the risk step in the following ASME B31-8S 2004, Section 5 of the conservative identified for the ref each of the cover of 1, Section 192, 1917. C with the application for the note, the application for the risk of the assessment of the priority of the cover segment of the baseline assessment of the cover of the protocol. B with the continual reassessment of the protocol. F with the additional preventive of the mitigated prevention for the protocol. 8 CO3A verify with the operative of the risk assessment with the support of the following of the ASME B31-807 AS 2004 Section 5.3 ASME B31-AS 2004 Section 5.4 1 prioritization pipeline. Secondly, the schedule integrity assessment with the mitigating action. 2, the assessment of the benefit of the derived of the mitigation action. 3, the determinant of the most effective of the mitigation measure for the identified threats. 4, the assessment of the integrity impact. 4, from the modified inspection interval. 5, the assessment of the alternative inspection methodologies. 6, the more effective resource allocation. 7, the facilitization decision across the risk along with the pipeline. With the facility CO3A inspection result, no issue identified, potential issue identified, unapplicable. X an appropriate block low, select only one CO3A. With the same issue, leave with no issue with identified CO3B. Verify the operator utilize one or more of the following risk assessment of the approach of the ASME B31-AS 2004 Section 5.5. 1, subject matter experts, the relatively assessment models. 3, scenario based models, or 4, probabilistic models. CO3B with the inspection result, no issue identified, no potential issue identified, not applicable. X an appropriate about below, select only one statement issue, leave with no issue with identified. CO3 C verify with the risk assessment explicit with the account of the factor that could affect the likelihood of the relief of the fact of the good effect of the consequence of the potential relief. Therefore, these factors are combined with the appropriate manner to provide reduce the risk of the value of each pipeline segment. The ASME B31-8S 2004 Section 3.1 ASME B31-8S 2004 303 5052 53 and 57J with the verify the risk assessment approach, including the following characteristics. 1. The risk assessment approach for the conditions of the defined logic structure will provide with a complete, accurate objective analysis. The risk assessment can consider frequency consequence of the past event using the company industrial data of the ASM B31-8S 2004 Section 57C. The risk assessment approach for identified with the result of the pipeline inspection for development with the risk assessment. ASM B31-8S 2004 Section 57D. The risk assessment profit included with the structural setting with the weight factor with the indicator of the risk of the influence each of the risk assessment of the ASM B31-8S 2004 Section 57E. I. The risk assessment approach with the establishment of the documentation requirement that you the inadequate, the unsubstantiated data in the risk analysis ASME B31-8S 2004 57E. The risk assessment approach with the assume with the threat of the applicable to you with the appropriate conservative with the assumption of the inadequate unsubstantiated data with the available to eliminate the threat from the risk analysis ASME B31-8S 2004 Section 57E. The risk and 6. The risk assessment process incorporates sufficient resolution of the pipeline segment size for the analyze the data existing along with the pipeline ASME B31-8S 2004 57K. CO3C inspection result, no issue identified, potential issue identified, not applicable. CO3C identified a statement of issue, not leave the link of the no issue with identified. CO3D verify the record to demonstrate the risk analysis combined with the appropriate manner with the produce of the risk value with each of the pipeline cycle to verify the records. One show the defined line with the record to provide the complete accurate with the objective analysis of the risk ASME B31-8S 2004 57A. Show the frequency consequent of the past events of the company and industrial data considered the ASME B31-8S 2004 Section 57E. C. Show the risk assessment approach and integrate with the result of the pipeline and inspection for the development of the risk assessment ASME B31-8S 2004 Section 57D. 4. Show how the factors missing on the substantiated data for the risk analysis ASME B31-8 2004 57E. Show the conservative assumption whenever inadequate unsubstantiated with the risk analysis ASME B31-8S 2004 57E. And 7. Show the sufficient resolution pipeline set with the type of the data existing along with the pipeline ASME B31-8S 2004 Section 57K. CO3D inspection result, no issue identified, potential issue identified, not applicable. X in the property block below statement issue, leave with a blank with no issue identified. CO3A verify the adequate time personnel have them allocated with the permit with the effect of completion with the selected risk assessment approach ASME B31-8S 2004 57B. CO3E with the inspection result, no issue identified, potential issue identified, applicable. CO3 issue the statement of issue, leave with a link of the not issued. CO3 document review the documentation, review date of the document title. CO3 inspection notes. CO4 validation risk assessment. Verify the integrity management program identify the document profit validate update resolve the risk as assignment of 192.917.8C ASME B31-8 8S 2004 Section 512 with the CO4A with the verify the validation process with include the check with the result of the logical consequence consistent with the operative with the other industrial experience with 192.917C with the ASME B3187 8S 2004 512 with the CO4A with the inspection result no issue identified with the potential issue non-applicable CO4A, the statement of issue, leaving like no issue with identified CO4B with the verify the operator profit to provide with the revision risk assessment to do information obtained with the condition of the chain of the pipeline check with the verify the provision chain with the risk assessment the draft of the following areas. Risk assessment playing with the recalculate with the risk of the segment, reflect with the result of the environment integrated with the assessment with the account with the complete with the prevention of the mitigation assets ASME B31 S 2004 Section 511 ASME B31 S 2004 Section 570 C 2 operative integrated with the risk assessment protocol process of the field report engineering facility mapping other profits necessary with the engineering to ensure regular update of the ASME B31 8S 2004 514. Or 3 integrated management plan called for the revision the risk assessment of the process of the pipeline maintenance of the other activity identify the accuracy of the character of the risk of the name of the segment 192.917C for the ASME B31D A7 2004 Section 512 4 operating with the use of the feedback method to ensure the risk for the continuous validation improvement of 192.917C for the ASME B31 8S 2004 Section 57F the use the mechanism to ensure the risk model for the subject with the continuous validation improvement and 7 and 6 leak of the value of the incident history they use to validate risk model. Section C40B inspection result with no issue identified with the result of the issue identified with the non-applicable CO4B statement of issue lifted no issue identified CO4C verify the record of the damage for the risk assessment verify with the necessary with the new information for the chain with the condition chain with the pipeline check with the verify records draft of the following risks each for the segment recalculated reflect with the result of the integrated assessment account with the complete with the prevention with the mitigation plan actions due the risk assessment profit integrated with field reporting engineering facility mapping other profit ensure the regular update with the risk of the process for the process revive the pipeline maintenance with other activities identified and accurate for the characterization of the risk of the name of the second is 4 for the risk of the model continually validated improved 5 for the operator the leak of the failure incident history validate the risk model 6 for the operator to capture the action with the new install the new pipeline new coding repair etc into the pipeline system outside the high consequences area 604 CO4A with the inspection result no issue potential issue identified not applicable X on the appropriate block below select only one CO4A the statement issue leave with the blank of the no issue with the CO4 day CO4 document review the document number the revision date document title CO4 inspection notes CO5 plastic transmission pipeline if operated with the plastic transmission pipeline verify that the operator would access applicable to the price of the equivalent segment of the plastic line 192.917 GVD CO5A the inspection of the plastic transmission line verify the information ASME 31 8S 2004 Section 4 ASME 31 8S 2004 Section 5 any of the unique threads that integrated with the plastic pipe have to be considered assessing the thread that cover similar to the plastic pipe 192.917D with the CO5A inspection result no issue identified potentially identified non-applicable X on appropriate block below select 1 CO5A with the same issue no issue with identified CO5 with the document review document number the revision date with the document title CO5 the inspection note. Alright, protocol area DA plan.